الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين مولانا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم وقوله الحق: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، كل نفس ذائقة الموت، آمنا بالله، صدق الله العلي العظيم، اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. My brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this session number 26 of our continuing series, volume 2 on the death series, we last mentioned yesterday that touching the limbs of a dead person, if they are separated, ghusl masamayat is not wajib, and that is confirmed, it is true. If, for example, the dead body is lying here and a part of his body is probably missed out in some other places and you collected it, probably in an accident, and you brought it to the ghusl khana, then that touching of that limb, that part, there is no ghusl wajib if you touch only that part of the body, separated from the body. Ayatollah Sistani says here that if this is law number 534 in the old book and law number 516 in the new book, okay? He says if a part is separated from a living person or from a dead body which has not yet been given ghusl, and a person touches that separated part. Now the separated part is from the living body, okay? Maybe my hand or my arm was amputated, okay? Or any part of my body is removed, I'm alive, that part is dead. So, if a part is separated from a living person or from a dead body which has not yet been given ghusl, and a person touches that separated part, he does not have to do any ghusl even if that separated part contains bones. So I think it's very clear that if a part is separated and we touch, there is no ghusl masamayat. There was another question. Unfortunately, the people would ask questions. These questions are not here. I know there is another session going on at the other mosque there, but that session will start, inshallah, I think at 6:15, 6:30. The ruling on what do we do with the separated parts of the body if they come out during ghusl, like the nails or the hair. I think that question was raised yesterday, and Ayatollah Sistani says very clearly that that part has to be buried with the person in his grave if possible, or if not, then it should be buried separately. Let me read that ruling so that it becomes very much easy for all of us. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ayatollah Sistani says in rule number 631 in the old book and rule number 613 in the new book, he says anything which is separated from the dead body, even it is the hair, or the nail, or the tooth, hair, nail, or the tooth, should be buried along with it. Any separated part should be buried along with the body. And if any part of that body, including hair, nails, or teeth, are found after the body has been buried, we buried the body, we come back to the ghusl khana to clean up the area and clean up the place there, and you say, oh my God, we found the parts of his body, even if it is the hair. Even if it is the hair. If any part of the body, including the hair, nails, or teeth, are found after the body has been buried, they should be buried at a separate place as per obligatory precaution means it is ehtiyat wajib to bury those parts separately. If this is the grave, probably just near there, okay, separately doesn't mean that we go and bury on the eastern side or the western side, just next to the grave. Why separately? Because it is not permitted to exhume a grave, to dig a grave. That is the reason Sharia says to bury it separately. Just next to the grave, it's fine. Okay? And it is mustahab that nails and teeth, now these are for living people. If we have cut our nails and we have removed our tooth, for example, and these things have been extracted, the teeth or the nails have been cut off, then if it is during our lifetime we have done this, then what we should do is when we are alive, whenever we have these nails cut or these teeth removed, we should bury them instead of putting in the wash and basin, instead of putting in the latrine. It is mustahab to bury these things. Okay, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, there is another thing. Once the water that comes out of the ghusl, which is washing the body, of course, when you are preparing the body, there will be blood probably, there will be some waste, some impurities, there's a lot of dirt coming out. That water, it is makruh to put it into the drain. Our systems are like that. We put it in the drain. That water, it is mustahab to go into a latrine, dig a pit in the ground, it goes into a grave kind of, and then that thing is covered. Okay? We don't have a system here, but probably if we have that system, it's fine. But if it is not, it's not haram. If it goes, okay. But this is the right way, so that that water of that person that is washed goes into the ground on a separate pit, kind of. A latrine, into the ground, and you cover it. Okay, continuing from where we left yesterday. There was one other question. Unfortunately, when he is not here, he was here, I think I saw him, and he has left. He asked about the berry leaves. Why berry leaves are being used? Why we can't use the plum leaves? Why we can't use the lotus leaves? Okay, first of all, the berry is actually not strawberry or raspberry. Berry is the name that we normally give for this Kiswahili word of kunazi or bor in Gujarati. Berry comes from the word, the other word for berry is lot trees. The actual Arabic word is sidr. Sidr in English also means lot, berry, lotus. They're all the same. Okay, the English translation. So these leaves mean the same thing. Number two, why we are not using plum leaves? Plum leaves are different leaves for different medicinal value. The lot trees or the berry leaves have got different medicinal value. That is the reason why it has been advised by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to use it even in our lifetimes. Okay? In his kitab, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has informed us from his medicines that he has been prescribed and the A'imma to use this even in our in our lives, in our lifetime, so that it is helpful for us medically. Okay? These things had been advised at that time, and the hadith was there. Whenever somebody died during the time of the Prophet, he would use or he would advise them or instruct them to use the lot trees, the berry leaves. And that is why we have taken the sunnah from the Holy Prophet. Plus, as we said, if you go into science, there are a lot of medicinal values. They remove all the bacteria and the germs from the dead body before the body is presentable to us. We can touch it and be comfortable. Nothing is going to happen to us in terms of illnesses or whatever. Not that it will happen, but it is better to be safe than sorry. Be precaution, take precautions, and be cautious at all times. Islam does not encourage us to touch dead bodies, as we mentioned yesterday. And that is why there is Muslim Masamayyat that has been kept to avoid that bodily contact, as we discussed about it yesterday from Ayatollah Makarim Shirazi's explanation on this issue. Right, if a dead person, the one who is survived, he knows that he or she has got a wajib ghusl. For example, it's ghusl of hayd. or he has janaba, ghusl of janaba, and he passed away. Now what should we do? Should we give that ghusl and then we give ghusl masami or ghusl mayyat? No. Ghusl mayyat is sufficient. Even if the person did not perform hayd ghusl or did not perform janabat ghusl, once it is in the ghusl khana, only one ghusl, ghusl mayyat. Once you give that ghusl, all other ghusls will disappear. It is all exempt from the dead person. It is only one ghusl that we are going to give. Finally, if during the ghusl time impurities come out, it happens, waste come out, toilet, or maybe some blood comes out, we don't need to now redo the whole ghusl again. La. Wherever we've reached, we clean it up with fresh water and continue with the ghusl from where you left. There is no need to start all over again. Okay, probably if you've just started the right hand side, then once you clean it up, you start from the right hand side. Not that you start the head and the neck again. If you have finished Abe Sidr and you are on the camphor side, the second ghusl, then don't need to go on the Abe Sidr side and start all over again. So it is important that we understand it is a flow. It is not that you go back and forth. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.